Good day, friends. It's Sunday today, so I don't work Sundays. Don't work Sundays at all. My day rest. But I'm doing this little video because I had a guitar come in last week. One of my regular visitors, Jamie Hunter from the band King of Pigs. Check them out. Really good band. If you're into punk and that, punk tinged with a bit of metal, a bit of brutal. I like to call it brutal core or whatever. He's bought one of his guitars in. New guitar he's bought, not brand new. Here you go, we know what ours is straight away. It's a BC Rich Mockingbird. It's not the ST model, which I had, but it's a flipping darn well good guitar. It's a Korean made one. Set neck, or glued in neck, or one piece, or through neck, whatever, I'm not sure. It looks like, that's a through neck. Absolutely beautiful, look at the colours on that. It's fitted with proper Seymour Duncan Invaders, bridge and neck. A Floyd Rose, it's a licensed Floyd Rose unfortunately, but even though it's a licensed Floyd Rose, I've had a play about it and I've had a good look at it. I know my Floyd Roses. This is not one of your cheap tin pot ones, it's a good licensed Floyd Rose. I have reason to believe that everything's steel, including the saddles, stays in tune. Headstock, beautiful, made in Korea. Nice tuners on there, beautiful colour, nice flame maple on there. Volume master tone for both, three-way switch, nothing out of the ordinary. Come in for 7 a complete setup. It does need 8 frets attending to, but now we all know up to 5 frets I'll include in an intensive setup. Any more than that you've got to have a fret level. There's that little on 4 of the frets that needs removing. It's the tiniest bit of rock. I'm actually being a bit picky with it, but I am picky. So I'm not including the extra 3 in pricing up this job. It's just going to be intensive setup. I'll be setting up with Floyd Rose, and then I'll just get it all sorted out, get the frets polished, fingerboard, oiled, get it all set up, and get it back to him. I just wanted to get it on video. Absolutely beautiful guitar. I've plugged this in and played this a little while. In fact, I've played it more than a little while. And it really is a nice guitar to play. I had one of these, but I had the ST version with the proper Floyd Rose on it with, I think it had Rockfield, was it Rockfield Mafia pickups? Something like that. This is equally as good a guitar. I would have these again at the drop of a hat. Absolutely beautiful guitar. It's a nice wide neck, wide flat neck. It just feels, it's one of the guitars that just feels right. It's heavy. Got to be £8 in this easy. I love heavy guitars, me. Absolutely great. I see why Jamie likes it. It's a brilliant guitar. So we're going to have fun getting this one set up. We're going with, we're not faffing about with tuning. We're going down to C standard. We're going with some nice beefy Ernie Ball Slinkies. Beefy 1154s. Could have gone a little bit thicker. Could have gone 1256s maybe. But we'll get away with this. I'll get the tremolo nicely balanced. I might even go on 2 springs. I don't know how many springs are on it at the moment. I haven't had a look. I haven't been inside yet. I'd imagine there's 3 in there. I might consider going with 2 springs, being as we're down tuning a little bit. See how we go. But that's it. So just wanted to get it on video. For now, that is it. Right, welcome back. On the bench we have the BC Rich Mockingbird. I've just had a go at the truss rod, and we've got the neck straight, level. And what we're going to do is we're going to go across with the fret rocker. I've already been across. I've marked off all the areas that I need to level on yay many frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 frets. It's not something I can do just with a file while it's on here. It's going to have to go on the neck jig. I just wanted to take the fret rocker across and just show where we are. So I'll start in the areas of the frets, and there you go. There. If we get a rock, we do 3 frets at a time. If we get a rock, it means the middle one is high. So here we go. That's 2 frets so far. 3. That was really high. 4. Come across to this one. 5. Although these were all alright here. Come up here. 6, 7, 8, 9, keep listening, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 frets, one leveling on this. I could normally, if it was about 7 or 8, I'd skim the top off with a with just a flat file, and I'd go across the whole lot with a leveling beam. But because there are so many and I want the neck dead straight and supported, I'm going to put this guitar on the neck jig over there. So this won't get done today. I was going to do it now before football starts tonight, but you know what? I think I've done enough for today. So I'm going to knock this one on the head for a bit. I'll get it up on the jig. Once it's up on the jig, I'll show you. I'll get the file out and I'll show you how we go about leveling these frets. It's just part and parcel of when you go buy a used guitar, you're going to expect some frets not to be quite right. It'll be quite an easy one. This one I've got to do is remove the locking nut there. I don't have to remove any tuners to get the beam on there. And we'll get it all taped up with some nice low-tack Scotch 3M tape all around here. So if we do go across with file, we can't damage the guitar itself. The guitar itself is absolutely fine. It's going to be a long-winded affair. Fret level, crown, polish and that, 5, 6, 7 hours. You know, then it's going to have a setup on top of that and the Floyd Rose done. So a lot of hours going into this. But I will blob on with it tomorrow. I'm going to call it a day now, so I'll be back tomorrow. Good morning, friends. I was up with the locks this morning. I've already levelled the frets on the BC Rich Mockingbird. I got it on the jig last night, got it all zeroed out. This morning I came, checked the frets with a fret rocker, marked up the ones that needed levelling, levelled them with a small file, hand file, got them as close as they needed to be, and I've been across with the absolutely flat levelling beam. Got 240 grit on that side, 400 grit on this side. I went across with 400 grit, took all the pen off, didn't take it all off in one go. It meant we still had some high frets, so I went over with a 240 grit. I keep putting pen on it until we got them all level. Once that was done, on the far side, or I say far side, I mean the top E area, these frets were all over the place. We were up and down all along the length, so I had to take off more material on the top E and B than I normally would. Not too much, but more than I normally would. And where your radius goes like that, well, if you notice, you get on it, look at the Stratocaster nut, you always go down a little bit flatter towards the GBE. It always rolls down and goes down that sort of angle. So I've virtually done the same on this side. As long as we get the nut radius cut right, it's not going to make any difference up on the Floyd Rose area. We're going to follow that gradient all the way down. The most important thing is getting the neck straight and getting the frets all level with each other from the first to the last. And all the frets in between this one and this one need to be uniform in height all the way, and that's what they are, and that's the good thing about it. So that is now done. Now what I've done is I've brushed off all the extra filings we've taken off there. I've got to re-crown the frets now because some of them have gone flat on the top, flattened a few. We've got to put a crown back in there. Shown my job many times. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it on the jig because I can't remove the neck. I'm going to leave it on the jig to do the crowning and maybe even to do the polishing. Doesn't matter about the zero dials now. Because we've already done the levelling. So like I say, all I'm going to do is get it all taped up, get crowning done, get polishing done. Once that's done, we get the Floyd Rose back on, we can start getting the guitar all set up. This one will be done today, and no doubt about that, and I'll probably start something else. I will come back and give you an update on this sometime later in the afternoon, I imagine, so stay tuned, I'll be back in a bit. I'm just about to complete re-crowning the frets, but I've left these three here just to show you how I do it. I was not, in quite a lot of videos, I don't show all the work in the video because it's long-winded and it's repetitive, and I don't want to keep doing it on every video because you'll get bored with it. But someone mentioned the other day, says we like these. We like to see you do these things because it shows us how we need to do them and we're learning from it. So I've left 3 frets in particular. I'm just going to go over in marker pen. Now you see I've got the guitar turned round because I've already done the frets from that side, and I've turned it round to do them also from this side. Now I've done the crowning, but these edges here where the body is, I can't get in with a file from this side, so I'm going to go across with a file this side, and I'm not going to take a lot of material off because they are more or less crowned. I need a better pen than this because it's not brilliant. But all I'm going to do is just lightly do these on the edges there. We're going to need to do quick. These are going to need a quick going over with a file. Nothing major doing there. And there's these 3. So I'm going to show how I do it, and I keep handy a rag or a cloth. This is to keep my file clean. So I can give it a wipe, get any particles off there but it's still on there. I've got 3 frets to do here, and I'm going to start with this one. I don't know how much of it you can see. I hope you can see a little bit, but I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to start with the file. It's 3-edge file with ground flat edges. I'm going to start with this edge at 90 degrees, and I'm going to go across the fret, and we're not going to move anything there. And what I'm going to do is on each subsequent stroke I'm going to angle it over, angle it over, angle it over, angle it over until we get a thin line down the centre. So I'm not going to talk so much, I'm just going to do it. And you can see there we're taking a tiny bit off. I'm just angling the file over slightly. I'm going to cover a little bit more. Nice even strokes. And there you go. Then I'm going to come across the other side of the file, 90 degrees again. I'm going to come across and I'm going to angle it towards me now. And there I have a super thin line right down the centre of the fret. That means that I've got that, where it was flat, I've now got that crown back in. Wipe the file. Get a good wipe onto the next one. It's much easier to do than it is to explain. Nice and steady with your strokes. Try it and do even strokes. And you'll know you're getting a good crown because you check this edge here and you see your crown forming on the edge. Rolling all the time, rolling over slightly a little bit more. And there you go, got that thin line right down the centre again. File, wipe it again. All 3 edges, because you'll use all 3 edges, you just keep rotating all the time. Last one. Some of them need doing more than others. This is not taking any work at all. That means this one's hardly had any levelling. And that's those 3 frets re-crowned. Now we're not finished here. They might be a bit rough, bit jagged edges. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the crowning file, and I've got a 3mm side and a 2.5mm side, and I'm going to use the 2.5mm. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to doing all. I've not done them all, so I'm going to go over all the frets just to remove any burrs. And it's just a matter of just a couple of strokes on each one. Wipe the file on each one, otherwise you're going to get bits scraping other frets. Just go over here just to get the crown on there, just to remove any burrs. Wiping every time. You'll feel if there's any burrs on there and you'll feel them disappear. Wiping every time. Beautiful. This will also give you these edges, crowned edges on the where the bevels are. Again, wipe the file. I was doing that with 3, I'm going back with 2.5 there. So I'll go over them all again anyway, once the camera's off. Just removing any burrs wipe, wipe. And there you go, you can't see now, it's all off camera now, so I will get on with the rest. I'll finish these edges up here with crowning file. That was just to show you how I go about this. Now these are all done, I'll show you one more. Again, with the crowning file. One crowning file, we take it at 90 degrees, nothing. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll over toward the camera, we're going to roll over slightly on each subsequent stroke. We're going to get that line down the centre of the pen under 0.5 millimeters, nice and thin. It means the point of contact between the fret and the string is very small. Once that's done, we'll take the file, 2.5 mil, and we'll remove any burrs. We're not removing any height because we're leaving the pen on there. So give everything a wipe. That's it. I'll carry on, I'll finish the rest off camera. I hope that's giving me an insight how to do these frets. Once you get to an area like the body, I'll just show you just a little bit more. When you get to the area where you're going to be digging into the body, we cover the guitar with some tape so we don't dig in. It's a blunt end to the file anyway, and what we do is we just slightly go over, nice and gently. Just take your time here, get your hand on there to steady you, both sides. Try not to dig into the body at all, but roll it over, and we're done again. I've already done this side of the frets. From the other side I have the guitar turned round, so again, wiping, just a couple of strokes, nothing major. Really easy to do, because I've done a little bit from the other side, it's just the finishing's better from this side. Oh, but if you're coming from that side, you're going to be digging the fret into the body, so it's easier to work from this side. And you see, because I know what I'm doing, I can move a little bit quicker. Any scratches we get, if we slip across the frets anyhow, we're always going to get them scratches out with the polishing anyway, so, but take your time. You're not going to win any prizes for digging into the guitar paint. And that's it. I'm going to finish the rest off on camera, off camera, and I'm going to move on to the polishing. Right, I didn't get a chance to do any more video with the guitar on the neck jig because I've got plumbers in today and they're in and out and all this and all that, and it's been pretty difficult to do any filming, but I've got a 10-minute window now. So, done the fret level, done the polishing, blah 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 blah. It's all absolutely beautiful now. So we're ready now to put the tremolo back on and set the guitar up. So it's exactly what I'm going to do. I've left the truss rod cover off because I'm going to have to alter the truss rod because we go in with a heavier gauge string. We're going with Beefy Slinkies, only balls, gauge 11 to 54. We're tuning down to C standard. Got 4 springs for the tremolo. I'm only going with 3. I'm going to use 3 springs on the tremolo. Here's a Floyd Rose. Cleaned all that up. Just got a little bit to blow out in there. I'll get these tuners set to halfway down, fine tuners, and we'll get this all installed and blah 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 blah. So I just wanted to show that I'm ready to move on to that part of the process. Let's just have another look at the fingerboard there, look. There's the frets, all levelled and polished. I know Jamie's fine. He said to me, yeah, Steve, says if he needs a refret, do a refret. He trusts my my word on his guitars. So if I'd have said, got to take too much material off, mate, I need a refret. I didn't have to take too much material off, but I've taken quite a bit off that low E side. Am I 100% happy with it? Not 100%, but I'm 95% happy with it. The frets are level, they're just a little bit lower on that top E side than I would have liked. Thing is, with a Floyd Rose nut, can't adjust a Floyd Rose nut, it's what it is, it's a radius it is. Whereas with a Fender, we could have just slid it down that way a bit on the nut. I realised, after I mentioned it last time, I can't do that. So, what I'm going to do, get the tremolo on, get it set up, make sure we've got no string buzz anywhere, and we'll get it all set up, tuned in, and blah 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 blah. So that'll be it. I'll be back again shortly. And there we are. BC Rich Mockingbird, all done. There you go. Eventually, I ended up putting all 4 springs back in on the tremolo, even though it's tuned down to C standard, because the extra thickness in strings, these being a heavier gauge, makes up for the difference in spring tension. That's why I use a heavier gauge when you're down tuned. Got down tuned to C standard, strings are 1154s I believe. Got it all tuned in, got the Floyd Rose set up. We did have a problem with the collar and threaded part of the Floyd Rose. I was setting up the tremolo, setting up the guitar, and it snapped. The one that came up with the guitar, it snapped. So I look at my parts drawer. Luckily, I found a whole collar, so I've stuck that on. No extra expense there, and it's all done. I've not put a tremolo arm on because I don't think Jamie uses it, but I've got the tremolo set. It's floating nice. He says you'll hardly use a tremolo anyway. I've set the pickup heights. We've got Invader pickups. I am going to plug this in. I know we tuned down to C, so we're going to get a lot of chug there. Let me get myself a plectrum. I've got one over here somewhere, I can't see it, so there's one right there, look. And we are tuned down to C standard, so it's going to be brutal. Going on the brown channel on my THR 10X, my Yamaha amp. Sounds absolutely brutal. Let me get a bit more comfortable. So yeah, sounds absolutely brutal as anything. That's just going through a brown channel on my amp. If I stuck a bit of, use my overdrive as a clean boost, got the maxing on there, the drive is at 0, balance is on full, the tone is in the middle. Absolutely brutal. So there you go, you don't get much more brutal sounding than that. That'll be down to the Seymour Duncan Invader pickups. Don't worry about the sloppy playing. I had the guitar in an awkward position just so you could see the guitar. You know, so that's it. When all's said and done, the guitar is ready to be collected. You can't pick it up today. He's given me, just dropped me a text. What a beautiful guitar though. Anyway, that's all done. It's had a complete fret level, complete setup. The frets have also been crowned and polished. Quick glimpse of them if you want. Pride myself on my fretworks, what I do the most of. Check me out at Fret Friend. The best place to check my work out is on facebook.com/NGONESEVEN. That's facebook.com/NG17. Check me out on there. That's another project done and out of the way, so I'll be back at the next project. Until that time, be good to each other and I'll talk to you soon.